parents, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Caitlin. I'm a pet blogger from Central Florida, and one of my all-time favorite topics that I love to talk about on my blog and social channels, and my most popular, is canine enrichment ideas. So if you love canine enrichment or are looking for some really fun things to do with your dog, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It would make my whole day. I'm so excited you're here, and we're gonna do something really fun today. So my most watched video on YouTube, and my most popular, is my 3 beginner Lickimat recipe ideas. And I wanted to create that as a way to get parents introduced, or dog parents introduced to Lickimats, because it's a really awesome enrichment idea and it has so many benefits. So if you're new here, what a Lickimat is it's a rubber mat that has, different variations with different textures on their surfaces, and it's an easy way to reduce anxiety, stress, or tension for your dog just by licking it. And it's a really awesome activity. You can, there's so many different types where you could turn it into your dog's meal, or you can just do it as a fun, treat throughout the week, or, anything like that. And it's just a great overall activity to do with your dog. So because that video is so popular, I thought it would be, really fun to create a version for the summer. Since we have so many fun fruits and veggies for the summer that are ripening up and they taste delicious, I thought we'd go ahead and make 3 different recipes that you can do using only 5 ingredients. So that's 3 recipes, 5 ingredients. The only tool that I really feel like you need is a blender. I have one other one that's recommended, but it's, you can use a fork too. So this is the one that I think is the most helpful. So just like my other Lickimat video, I'm gonna turn the camera over, I'm gonna shoot from above and show you the different recipes we're gonna make. I am using 3 different Lickimats, the Lickimat Buddy, the Lickimat Tough. I haven't used that yet in any of my other blog posts. And then I have a giant Lickimat Buddy. I have a few other Lickimats, but I just wanted to use those today. In the description of this video, I am linking all of the Lickimats that I use here. So if you want to go ahead and try them out and you can, get a few different variations, you guys have quick, easy access to them. You can get whatever kinds you want, but I just wanted to at least link the ones that are featured here if you like these and your dog would enjoy them too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the camera over here. We're gonna get started making it and we're gonna have some fun. Okay, so the first Lickimat recipe that we're going to do, super easy. All you need is some watermelon, your Lickimat, and I know I didn't add this in the intro, but I would grab, whether it's a baking sheet like this one, this is like an old pizza pan, a cutting board, something that will help you transport it to, the fridge or freezer when we're done. Is going to be a game changer, because if you're like me and you do this for the first time and you overfill it, it goes everywhere. I ended up wearing watermelon versus making a watermelon treat for my dog. I'm just being real. So for the watermelon, the most important thing to know is if you're looking through it, just try to take the seeds out. That's really the only thing that your dog shouldn't be having. Besides that, watermelon is a super great, healthy, and fun treat for your dog, especially in the summer, because it's super hydrating. So all you need for this is really a couple pieces. You don't need that much, especially if you're using the smaller Lickimat. Obviously, if you saw in the intro, I do have, bigger Lickimats, but for this one, I would just use the small one, grab a couple pieces, and we're gonna blend this. Put this in your blender with just a little bit of water, because fun fact, watermelon actually needs water to blend. I actually didn't think so. If anyone's watching this and you're like, duh, Caitlin, well, I'm sorry. So if you're like me, because I know there's others like me, add a little bit of water. I'm gonna go blend this and bring it back, because I don't wanna blend this on here with all the noise, and I'll show you how to fill it in. Okay, so we've blended it. It looks like this. It just looks like a watermelon water, essentially. So we're gonna go ahead and take the top off. I did grab a spoon. You don't always need that, but it just can come in handy. So for this, I recommend pouring in very slowly. Do not go fast. And just kind of start in the center and work your way out. If there's a few little chunky pieces like that, that's kind of fun because they like it, and when it freezes, it's like even tastier. If you want to grab a spoon, you can, like say you do pour too fast or anything like that, you can kind of spread it around. But just be cautious when you spread it. Like if you pull too hard, you are going to splatter yourself and everything around you, aka don't be wearing anything white. Or you can easily just take your spoon like this and kind of fill in the areas. That's always the safest way. But once this is all done, essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick it in the freezer. You can do it for a couple hours, or you can do it the night before and let it sit overnight. For this one in particular, and any of the recipes that are more liquid based, I will be honest and say that they take a little bit longer to freeze. The last recipe that we'll be sharing in here, that one freezes relatively quickly, but this one doesn't. So I would put this in the freezer for a couple hours, or again, overnight, and then give it to your dog and watch them enjoy. So, okay, Okay, so now we're gonna make recipe number 2, and this one is one of my dog's favorites as well. So this one, you're going to need some plain Greek yogurt. I get mine at Aldi, nothing fancy. Some blueberries, strawberries, and your blender. And essentially what we're going to do is put all of that together, but again, you don't need much. So I would only grab maybe like a small handful of blueberries, maybe something like that, like 2 to 3 little strawberries. I cut the tops off, put them in there, 1 to 2 scoops of yogurt, maybe 3 depending on your scoop size, and we blend it all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and blend it up and show you guys. Okay, so before I blend it, I wanted to show you guys, I only added like 3 strawberries, a handful of blueberries, and like 2.5 scoops of yogurt. Do add a small spritz of water to this. It does help with blending. So now let's blend it and show you the end result. Okay, so we are all blended. As you can see, it's a very fun, bright, summery color. So we're just gonna open it up. I would kind of tap that off, otherwise it's gonna go everywhere. And kind of similar before, you're gonna be pouring it out. I do still have yogurt on my spoon, which is fine. For this one, it does kind of fill in the holes a little bit more, but again, you can kind of spread it out just like that. Again, do not scrape. You will wear it. Learn from me, guys, learn from me. But this one's really fun. You fill in all the different cracks. And what's cool about this Lickimat in particular, this one is one I haven't featured yet on my YouTube yet. This is the Lickimat Tough. This is made for dogs that tend to be a little bit more, just more, not necessarily aggressive, but just like they just want to chow down a little bit more. And so this one has a more durable fabric. Surprisingly enough though, you know, both my dogs, Diesel and Annie, Diesel does get more destructive with toys, but for like Lickimats and treat things like Kongs or anything like this, he's extremely delicate. He's never tried to like rip or tear apart any of the Lickimats. So I don't have the best experience with, you know, saying like, oh, these are like super tough because, you know, my dogs are this. My dogs are weirdly like perfect with these. But I just wanted to at least put that out there just because I do like how deep the holes are on this one. That is something I do enjoy. So if you are making a liquid base, you know, I either use the Buddy or a version like this because I feel like more, like you just get more for your money. Like you get more room to put things in and you can make a bigger treat. Like especially like say you raw feed or depending on what you do with your dog and you want to do something that, you know, has more of a meaty texture, you know, what have you, you can fill in crevices in this way better. So same with before, we're going to put this in the freezer for a few hours or overnight, and then we're going to give this to our dog and let them enjoy. Okay, so last but not least, we're back to a single ingredient recipe, and this one, as you can probably tell, the ingredient is peas. The most important thing I want to share with you guys about if you decide to do this recipe and give peas to your dog, always stick with frozen. Don't really do the canned version. And the main reason why is because in most cans, you know, a lot of salt is added and dogs don't need the sodium. They really don't. And so sticking with the frozen version is always best. So I did go ahead and steam some and I have them in a container right here. And I want to show you guys my trick for working with peas or any type of ingredient that you want to mash easiest. So see how this is already kind of mashed. Obviously there's some that aren't. My go-to tool is this. I'm pretty sure it's called a muddler. And this is actually something my aunt got me after we had this one evening I spent together where she was making some cocktails and she was like, oh, I'm going to get you everything you need to make it. And I was like, okay, this is that. But to be honest, I use it to mash avocados for my breakfast and I use it to mash stuff for dog treats. It's the only thing I use it for. So once you get them, you know, already done, just go in, get a little closer. There you go. See how that already mashes everything perfectly? And again, a lot of this is already pre-mashed. Just so you could see how it even mashes some of those pieces that aren't. And once you're done with that, I usually just grab a knife and just kind of dump some on there and spread it around. This one, again, I like to use this type of surface for, you know, whether it's liquids, but also if you really want to get some mashed stuff in the crevices, this is also good. I do use the Lickimats Soother for mashed surfaces. I've used it for peas. That's the one with the little dots. I'll link it in the description too if you want. I have, you know, I'm pretty sure some of my other recipes that I've shared even on here already featured that. So super easy and you can use as much as you want. This one, you know, stick it in the freezer for a couple hours. This one I do feel like freezes faster than the others, and I think I shared that before. So this one, I mean, you can do it overnight if you want. Like you can make all 3 of these up, have them ready for the week, and you are good. But this tends to work a little bit better. And again, it's a really fun, healthy treat for your dog. So before I give these to the dogs, of course I wanted to show you guys what they look like in the freezer. So I'm going to take them out and show you guys what each one looks like once they're fully frozen. Okay, so here is the blueberry strawberry yogurt frozen Lickimat. Here is the frozen single ingredient watermelon, and here are the mashed peas. And you can see they all kind of have different textures, but my dogs love all of them, and I hope this was super helpful to kind of see what they look like when they're finished. So as you guys can see, I think he's really enjoying his Lickimat. He's got the berry yogurt one, and Annie's got the watermelon on the other side of the screen. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys love these easy summer Lickimat ideas. If you check out my blog, I have so many more frozen dog treat ideas, Lickimat recipes, dog enrichment, you name it. And of course, if you love this video, please subscribe to my channel. I've got so many other fun Lickimat recipes on here, dog enrichment ideas, and just awesome everyday fun dog products and things that you can do with your dogs. Hope you guys stay tuned for the next video and have an awesome day and week with your pups. Bye guys.